All right, Florida Supercon, how you guys doing? I know, it's day 4. It is Sunday, but let's get super excited. Ready? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Without any further ado, let's bring out the beautiful, the talented Trish Stratus! If you would like, just whatever way you'd like to take it through. Like this is your party, girl. Whatever you want to do, we are here for the ride.
It's just the heels.
I know,
I'm
right?
like, I'm good. You know.
But you did that so well. I would have fallen on my face immediately.
It's all that you have a calm disposition and you seem like it's fine, but you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna hurt my ankle. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Her water. Here we go.
Woo!
Perfect.
Hi guys. Hi. Woo.
So welcome to Fort Lauderdale.
Thank you.
We are unfortunately on the final day of the convention.
Yes, but it's been so much fun.
Yeah, have you had a good time this weekend?
Listen, this has been a great convention, mostly because of location. It's been amazing. I brought the family, so we got an Airbnb house, and the kids are playing in the pool right now while mommy's at work, and then I go home to my kids tonight. So it's been great. The other great thing has been you guys. It's been so great. I haven't been here. Do you know? Here's a fact: 16 years since I did a signing here.
Really?
Yes. So it's nice to be back. Yeah.
And you haven't aged a day either, so
Thank you.
you look incredible. So let's just start with this. Obviously, there's been this incredible women's revolution that's happening right now in wrestling, and you had the opportunity. You're Mrs. Number 30 into the Rumble.
I was. I am. I am. I can
You
still say
are.
I am. I am number 30 until next year. Someone else will be 30, but right now I am number 30. Yes.
You were the first number 30
The
in
first,
the Rumble.
the first ever. Yes, exactly. That was incredible. You know, I got the call. It was December 26th. In Canada, we call that Boxing Day. Any Canadians in the crowd?
You guys can fake it. You can pretend like you're, yay! Yeah, there we go. Oh my God, a room full of Canadians. How crazy.
Damn, I was giving extra hugs out to Canadians, but oh well. Woo! So I was eating a chocolate peanut butter ball. I was like, oh, hey, Mark. He's from Talent Relations. You may have seen him in Total Divas, Mark Carano. So I'm eating a peanut butter ball, and he's like, hey. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, well, there's this first ever Women's Royal Rumble. I'm like, yeah, that's amazing. And he goes, yeah, we'd love for you to be a part of it. I'm like, okay, I'll put that down to start. And then, yes, I thought about it. I thought, okay. And so I was like, Mark, I want to thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm super excited about it. Before I say yes, I'm gonna run it by my family, because I can use that now. I use my family all the time as an excuse, you know. Run it by my family. I'll be back in touch with you. Didn't go to my family. Called my ring dude. I'm like, dude, we gotta get a ring set up. He's like, for what? I'm like, I need to see if I can do this shit still. Oh, sorry, is there kids? I'm sorry.
It's day 4. We're good. Sorry.
SHIT. Yeah, so I set up the ring, and he's like, okay, so should we just wrestle around, we'll just roll around a little bit, get used to, and I was like, okay, let me just hit the stratosphere, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the stratisfaction, let me just make this call back to Mark. So apparently wrestling's like riding a bike, which I came to find, and it came back I was like, oh, I can still do this, okay, because it's been, let me just say, at that point it had been 8 years since I actively wrestled. 2 children have been birthed as well since that time. My workouts, I would say I dabble, I do yoga mostly, not exactly that stuff. So I wasn't sure, but you know what? It all worked out really well. I called Mark, said I'd love to be a part of it, and then I I trained for a month straight, and I think it worked out pretty good. Yeah, I think it did.
And the other thing we just found out that I think is pretty cool is that you have a ring guy.
I have a ring guy.
That's pretty awesome.
I have a guy.
Just a guy.
He's a guy that's in Toronto. He sets up rings whenever productions, TV shows and stuff. If you see a TV show filmed out of Toronto and there's a real wrestling ring in it, it's his ring. His name, you might know him, is El Fuego, is what he used to wrestle as. Everybody know El Fuego? Okay. So El Fuego, he's also trained Gail Kim. And,
yep, exactly.
Hi. So he's my ring guy, and I actually called him saying, dude, where can we go? What ring can we go and train secretly in? And he's like, oh, I have a ring in my basement. I'm like, but not literally set up like this, but he had I guess I'm picturing a pack and play, playpen, where it folds up into this little satchel, but I'm not sure if that's true.
That'd be so easy, wouldn't
right?
it?
You probably, the guys who set up this ring no, it's actually not a satchel that you can just carry around. Thank you, Trish Stratus.
Well, maybe you can invent that. It's like
Yeah,
an
I'll work on
Ant-Man.
it.
You can like shrink it down and bring it with you anywhere.
Okay, so I need superpowers as well. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, if you could have a superpower, what would your superpower be?
To fly. Although I kind of did fly a little bit in the wrestling world, but yeah.
just a little.
What would your superpower be?
I think I would like the ability to be able to speak and understand any language.
Oh, that's interesting.
I was just in a panel where the person only spoke Japanese, so they had a translator with them. I was like, it would just be so much easier.
Like if I had the superpower, so that's where it came from. I gotcha.
So one more question before we're going to get to the audience. Okay. Obviously, along with the women's revolution, one of the big things right now is intergender wrestling. And obviously, like in your career, like you've
For some reason, I've had 3 people ask me about this. Like it's been like talked about, right?
I think it's a pretty
And
popular thing right now,
I'm going to get back to it. I just want to say, but it's funny because I've had people go, what do you think about intergender wrestling? No, so they said, what do you think of intergender wrestling? And I told them, what do you think about interracial wrestling? And I was like, okay. And he goes, oh, I mean intergender, like he made a mistake. And they said, and then he just gave me like, there's been so many, yeah.
As long as it's not interspecies, even though we did have a giraffe. We had a giraffe in the ring.
God, did you guys see that? Like in person or like the video?
We hit 2.5 or 6 million views.
Yeah, I heard.
Today.
That's amazing. Gangrel was telling me yesterday. He's like, dude, it was crazy. It was viral. And he was like 160,000 views. I'm like, it's 2.5 million views. Amazing. That's great coverage for y'all. So anyway, what do I think about it?
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I think it's a great opportunity. Obviously, with so one thing I always say is because back in the day when I wrestled, we got to mix it up with the guys, and that was. What's that? Jericho and Christian, exactly. Like that was epic, I think. You think about what makes a popular superstar. So Trish Stratus, the character, was able to interact with, get thrown over the top rope from Big Show. I was able to get stink-faced by Rikishi.
What was that like?
A dark time? Ew. I got to think of a better way to describe that. It was dark in there, though. But anyway. What else? I got to have a tag team match with The Rock and Kurt Angle and Vince McMahon. I got to main event with Triple H and Lita and The Rock. So these chances are what made these amazing moments, and for as a performer, but also for the fans and the audience to watch and like really resonate with. And so we're really lucky for that. Over the years, when they're PG and like girls can't hit boys, believe me, girls can't hit boys. No, it's more the issue, of course, is the boys hitting the girls, which obviously is not a positive message. It's a mixed thing because obviously it's a wrestling show, right? So the fact that we got back to it with the Facebook tournament they did, which was really cool. And did you guys do some stuff here too? Yeah.
I mean, we not in the most recent shows, but we have.
Okay, yeah, it's cool. It's a good opportunity, and it's neat. I mean, me and Ray were talking. Ray Mysterio's right beside me. Come visit us at our booth, and we had a match before. It was me and Jericho versus Lita and Ray Mysterio, which is kind of cool. So he's taken a stratosphere before, which is kind of cool. And so it's kind of fun to see. I don't know, I guess in any way, it's just neat to see neat characters. So regardless of gender as well, but it's kind of neat to see characters that you wouldn't see necessarily mixing up doing their wrestling business together. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Awesome. So how do you feel about taking some questions from the audience?
I'm not
okay, guys, that's it, guys. We'll see you. No,
thanks a lot. Bye.
Oh, God.
So I'll just be delivering Stratusfaction today. So come on, line up at the ring, and we'll be delivering my finishing
The other day, they were, like, requesting the 619. I'm like, okay, there's going to be a line.
Canadians are coming now.
Okay.
To only Canadians, though. Oh,
they're all Canadian, remember?
Yeah.
We do have a microphone right over there, so whatever questions you may have, now's your chance.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to hear some good ones.
Go ahead.
Number one.
You're lucky number one. Go ahead, man. Entrant number one. What is your name?
Hi, my name is Jason.
Hi, Jason.
So with the current women's revolution that's going on right now, is there a particular female superstar in the roster today that you would love to have a WrestleMania match with?
It's so hard to choose because they're all so awesome. Okay, so going back to the Royal Rumble gave me a chance to meet a lot of the girls who I hadn't met, work with a lot of girls I hadn't worked with, and just sit back and watch them work and handle how they do their business in the ring, And so the surprise for me was Sasha Banks and I. You think that's good? I had no idea. I just, like, when I knew what was happening in the match, I was like, yeah, okay, me and Sasha have the thing. And then it was like this thing that people constantly coming up, that thing with you guys, it was just like, and we just felt it out there and it happened. It was just a moment that happened. But when you have that, like, intangible chemistry with someone, it's really cool, right? So I think that would also be, would be awesome. Charlotte, I mean, this woman's amazing. She's the one to beat. She's, like, nipping at my toes, butt? What is she nipping at? My heels. I was like, something behind me.
Butt, huh?
My heels? Yeah. Because she's a 66 time right now, right? Or did she beat me? She a 7-time yet? Of course not.
You were still the first.
I'm still the one. So I don't know. It's hard to say. And then there's also like people like Natty and I never had a chance to actually have a wrestling match together. Thankfully we got that chance, which was so awesome. So okay, I'm gonna ask you guys. Okay, I'll ask you first because he's got the mic. Who would you like to see me go back and fight?
Well, when I was at MegaCon, Alexa Bliss did mention you, so.
Alexa Bliss. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the promos between us would be pretty awesome. They'd be blissfully stratifying.
Yes.
Who do you guys say? Sasha. So what do we? So Sasha? Yeah. Nobody really says that to me. Charlotte. What do you? AJ. Nia Jax. I would love to work Nia Jax actually. And Rhonda. I would enjoy it. Nia though I think is like, I love that like, that what she's doing in the ring right now is incredible to me. She's so beautiful, and I'd love to try to whoop her ass, but I don't even know if I could because she's very powerful. All right, so any other questions? You're good?
Yeah.
Next, thank you.
Great question.
And you're adorable. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Charisma.
Hi.
Hi.
Charisma?
Yeah.
Excuse me, is that your wrestling name or your real name?
No, it's my real name.
Oh my God. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
I had before my question, I had wanted to say that it's really an honor to meet you because, we'll see you, actually, I don't really know you. But it's an honor to see you because I actually just recently got into wrestling and you were the very first female wrestler I've ever seen. And you were a really big inspiration to me, like to really push myself.
Thank you.
And my question for you was, what inspired you to be a wrestler?
So that's an interesting question because everyone says to me, and even my girl who's at my booth with me, she's like, so did you always want to know you wanted to be a wrestler? I'm like, that wasn't a job option back in the day, right? Like I had no idea I wanted to become a wrestler because there wasn't a possibility. Back in the day, we had Miss Elizabeth, and there was Wendy Richter, of course, and Ellender Blaze, but it wasn't really like an option. It wasn't like you watched the show and said, oh, that's, which is now that we're watching the show and the girls are saying, that's what I want to do, which is so awesome. So there really wasn't that in there. When I got the opportunity to pursue wrestling and be in the field, I obviously decided my whole thing is preparedness meets opportunity. So when I knew WWE was calling me, I was like, okay, I'm going to go and train first. So I went and got a good couple months of training down first. So when they called, I was like, yeah, I've been training for like a few months now, But I didn't know it was going to be, that it was going to be a possibility. I did know that I was capable of doing what the men did in the ring. I knew that when I went and trained for a few months, I was like, I trained with all guys. It was a Rocky Balboa style gym. And I hit the mat hard, and I was battered and bruised for months, and it was fine, and I loved it. So when they did hire me to come in as the valet, I knew that I was capable of doing that. And I just thought there was no chance, there was no showcasing of the girls doing this when I'd clearly seen that I could do it. And I've seen other women do it, in my gym. And Tracy Brooks had come out of my gym as well. So, I just, when we started to get a chance to do things, it was like Fit Finley was my agent, and him and he knew what the girls were capable of as well. And we, it was like, okay, so you guys just go in there and do like a few hair pulls, slaps, roll around. I'm like, ew, no. So I was like, why can't I chop? Why? Because I know how. I used to do it at my wrestling school. And so we decided, well, they're clearly not really paying attention to us. So let's go ahead and just kind of be under the radar, and let's do these things we want to do, and let's see if we can get the crowd behind us. And for a while, it took a while to re-educate the fans to be like, expect more than just puppies, and, which is, that's true. And I was clap. No, we're not clapping, sir. Boo. You're going to be a heel in this crowd, sir. You're going to be like my husband in a crowd at Madison Square Gardens. A heel. So anyway, so we started to do that. We started slipping in these chops and started doing like the stuff that the guys were doing. And suddenly, as the story goes, we got more momentum. The crowd got behind it. And in the little thing, I don't know if many people know this, but they would do these live events, and they would ask like the first couple rows if you could stay behind and just answer some questions. So they would poll them and say like, what stuck out? What did you like? And there was a run there where like they were saying the women's match was what stuck out to them. And they were like unexpected. Like when they took that back to the meetings in Stamford, it was like, oh, what, really, the women's match? So then they started to pay attention, and so, so there wasn't really like something or someone that inspired me. As far as performers, I always loved like Macho Man was who I loved growing up. The Rock, obviously. When I became a wrestler, The Rock said to me one day, he's a good friend of mine, and he said, you could be like the female version of The Rock. And I was like, okay, yes, sign me up for that, Ow. I'm new, sorry, I'm new here. So nothing necessarily inspired me, but once I got in there and I knew there was opportunities, I was inspired to pursue those and fulfill them and manifest them into what it became. So hope I answered your question.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have like a weird side question.
Yes.
So you mentioned Macho Man and The Rock. I was wondering, like, can you do an impression Like, have you ever tried a Macho Man impression?
No, I've never ever tried one. Ever.
I mean, I guess it's harder for a woman to do
No,
it.
I've never done it. Never. No. No. What, have you ever done it?
I'm terrible at it.
Let's hear it.
Oh God, no!
Come on, see? Go.
Oh yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you see?
Kinda had a bit of Vince McMahon at the end there, but and then The Rock, I would do it. However, I've learned from in general, I think it's a good thing to say everyone learn from your mistakes. You've read that, it's like on posters and motivational. People put that on Instagram posts and stuff, right? So I happened to do a Rock thing one time. Once I returned, I was hosting a show called Tough Enough. I was part of that show, and I made a little return. I was with Booker T in the ring. Him and I were trainers on Tough Enough, so we did a little thing in the ring. And I did my Rock thing, and it was really bad. So I'm not going to be doing that again today.
Did someone just agree? They're like, it was really. Did someone just say that? Oh wow,
It was bad, right? Yeah, it was bad.
No one's gonna admit it. We love you.
Don't even YouTube it. Don't put that phone down.
What's your name?
I'm gonna admit that I was the one that agreed.
You're what?
I was the one that agreed because I saw the video
Yeah, it was
on
bad.
YouTube.
It didn't sound like that backstage, and I was like, "What?" I watched it back. I was like, "What happened?" And the crowd too was like, "Oh my God, what did she just do?" It was terrible.
I actually have 3 questions, but I don't know if you wanted to answer 3.
Let's start with one, and then if
Okay.
there's
She
time,
said it's a
then
three-parter. One question was a three-parter, maybe. Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Do you have any regrets when it comes to wrestling? Anything that you didn't do that you wanted to?
0 regrets. I honestly can say that. And even the barking like a dog thing, everyone's like, "Didn't you hate that?" I have no regrets. No. I'll tell you what, guys, it's honestly not a regret, and it's not a regret at all. Vince McMahon and I spoke about it openly, honestly, what the storyline was, what the segment was. It was, something that my character, the Trish Stratus character, was a hated heel, right? We knew that she had to go through this transition. I had to go through, how was I going to get the sympathy of the crowd? So that, what I went through, obviously, people felt that. 20 years later, I'm still talking about that moment. People are still asking me about that very moment. So it obviously resonated with people. And the point of the character is to do that, to resonate with people, to make people feel something, to evoke an emotion. So that's what we did. We decided that was going to work because we knew where it was going. We knew eventually that I'd get my comeuppance on him. I would smack the taste out of his mouth at WrestleMania. And so it was, so that in particular, that's one moment. But overall, I was just, they were really good about it's a team approach. We're doing this together. So they wanted to make sure we were always comfortable. So I voiced my concern. I never said no. I said, okay, but. That was a key way of saying you don't want to say no. He's too negative to say no. So that's how I approached that. And so therefore, no, I had no regrets in everything I did in my career.
Okay.
Woo. Oh, she's like, is that my cue?
I know she had 2 more questions.
Yeah, I know,
So, are you good?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Go ahead.
So, is there anyone in the current roster that you think could fill your shoes?
Oh, well, I think they should. They're doing a good job filling their own shoes. Yeah.
And the last one was your favorite arena to wrestle in.
My favorite arena?
Yes.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I hate to say this. It's not to say they all blend. It really becomes, arena, airport, hotel, and and you kind of it does all blend. The crowd's always what makes a difference. I was talking to someone about wrestling in Japan was amazing just because they're just so passionate about watching it, and they were so thankful for us to be over there. I've talked to many people here. I was in Fort Myers. Was anyone there in Fort Myers? I was fighting. Yes. It was, what is it called? Germain Arena, see? And so there's moments that stick out where I had my nose busted because Jacqueline fell on my face. So moments like that stick out. So I remember that arena because that's when that happened. So it's more like that. Moments kind of stick out more than necessarily the venues.
Okay.
Cool, thanks, honey.
These are all good questions.
It was worth it. It was worth staying up there. Thank
Triple
you.
threat. All right. What's your name?
My name is Danelle. I'm telling you right now,
Hi.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I use you in video games and all. I'm legit a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions. One is, as you were wrestling, what is the one injury that made you question how far you get in your career? What's the one injury?
So there's 2 moments that I was like, ugh. I had the herniated disc in my back, so you remember when Viscera did the big squish on me? So he didn't necessarily herniate my discs, storyline-wise, but my discs were herniated at the time, which is why I was taking that role with him. Do you remember that storyline with Viscera? It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Like, but I was doing that mostly because I was not able to be active at the time. And so they sent me home. I was a champion at the time, and they sent me home, and they really wanted me to have surgery and kind of like, okay, get the surgery, get back in the ring. And I did not want to have surgery. So I tried to do physiotherapy. Traditional physiotherapy didn't work. I ended up finding yoga. It's a long story, which I won't necessarily go into because we'll be here all day because I'll start talking yoga and I'll be all passionate about it and stuff. And I don't want to pull a DDP, but anyway. Anyway, yoga, I found yoga through that. But there was a moment where I thought, oh my God, like if I'm not getting better, I might have to surgery, but I'm not getting better. I've been doing this, it was 2-3 months of this physiotherapy. So I thought perhaps I would not be able to return or at least do what I fully do out there. So that thankfully was okay. And then I had dislocated my shoulder in a match with Mickie James. Do you guys remember that? I think it was Unforgiven. There's one Backlash. There's one pay-per-view. I think every Backlash I've just had bad luck. So I dislocated my shoulder, and that was towards the end of my career. And I just knew, like towards the end of my career, like there was like my contract was coming up. I just knew it was time. Like basically, I was going home every week. He was like doing this repair work to me, basically, so I can go back and mess it up again on the weekend, and then go back home and repair it so I could be a human being. And then, so it was just like, how long can you keep doing that? So it kind of worked out that the timing of everything was at the point where I was just going to retire, and I healed up properly, and but now it's all good, and my arms are good, my shoulders are good.
My second question is, there is a lot of good female wrestlers in this generation, but you're one of the best. In your opinion,
no, I just
my fault.
Yes.
The best. My favorite wrestler is Sasha Banks of this generation. Sasha Banks, but back in the day, it used to be you. You got Mickie James. You got the other greats.
Yes.
In your opinion, who reminds you of yourself right in this current era? Who reminds you of yourself the most? Like,
well, I see shades of Trish and Alexa Bliss for sure. I mean, there was a point where she had debuted, and to be honest, I hadn't, child life, mom life, I didn't have a chance to watch wrestling as regularly. And my timeline would just be like, oh, shades of Trish, feeling Trish vibes. And I was like, well, who's me? Who was talking about me or being me or whatever? So, but I know that she was a fan of me, and she was watching my stuff. And so when I see her heel promo, I was like, it just like sounds familiar. I can hear that, the cadence and everything about it. So that's why I think to go back it would be fun to do a little speaking back and forth to her. It'd be cool.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Hey
What's your
there.
name?
I'm Felipe. So my favorite match of yours is actually the hardcore match you had with Victoria at Survivor Series in
Yes.
Madison Square Garden.
That was a great one.
What's it like doing those kind of matches? 'Cause I know women don't usually get to do those kind of matches, and so what was it like for you?
Well, that was really special to us because we were at that cusp of like, oh, am I ignoring you guys? You guys should be like, there's like front row seats. I mean, like center seats. But I would try to talk like this.
You look gorgeous from all
Like
angles.
Sasha
You're
Banks.
fine.
Thank you. So we were kind of at that point where like, okay, fans were really, digging it, and they were like creating these storylines for us. We were getting the same attention the men were getting towards storylines, character development, match time, pay-per-view spots, all that stuff. So that match in particular was just like getting that hardcore match was like, yes, we got a hardcore, like that's what the guys do kind of thing, So, and that was just wild. We were just like, we're gonna bring it. Like we did no holds barred, and we were just gonna bring it. And Fit was behind us, and Vince was really nervous about it, to be honest. And we asked if like there could be some blood involved. Denied. He was like, I'm not ready for that. You know what I mean? So we were pretty excited about it. So yeah, there was a big turning point for us as women, I think, just to how far we'd come. And yeah, Victoria and I feel like we really kind of turned the corner with like the women are getting there, they're getting there. And then it was like me and Victoria just kind of turned that corner. We're like, we've arrived.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Bruce.
Bruce?
Hi, Heather. So, two-part question. Do you prefer face or heel? That's the first question.
You want me to answer first?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to load me up first. I prefer being a heel. So much fun. What do you guys prefer, babyface Trish or heel Trish? Heel. So much fun, right? Yeah, it's awesome.
And did you show your son the pictures of Where's Waldo yesterday?
Oh, yes, of course. Did
Yeah?
you see that? Or were you with, are you?
I think his friend.
Waldo's right there.
Oh, hi, Waldo. I didn't recognize you, of course, because you are not, yes.
We found
yes.
you today.
Oh, and you're Bruce?
Yes.
Yes, you're Bruce. I signed him up free. He got a free. So what we did yesterday, so check out my Instagram stories. Did you guys see my Instagram stories?
Loved it.
Oh my God, you don't understand. I was so excited about it. So yesterday, my son just got into the Where's Waldo books, which I'm sure this is why you guys came to this panel to hear the stories. I'm going to tell you right now because I know you're super excited to hear the story. So my son's into, what? Do it.
That's like the new, like,
What is it called
hotness.
again? It has a thing. Flossing? Glossing?
Flossing?
Floss.
Flossing.
Can you floss? I've never.
I have me and Amy. I said, so there's this thing we should learn it and do it, but like what's the directions?
Go
I'll
ahead.
teach you.
Do the directions.
It's literally
Yeah.
hands on one side.
Yep.
Hips.
Boom. Pull it in. Pull
the
it
other
in.
way.
And
And just speed it up.
Whoa. Whoa.
so good.
Whoa.
Woo! That was really good. Thank you.
Later. You'll work
Yeah,
on it
later.
later.
We'll work on that later. Come to my booth later. Anyway, if you guys want to hear the Waldo story, do you want to hear it? Okay. So my son just got into the Where's Waldo books, and he thinks it's pretty neat, and they had some fun looking for him, locating him. And then, of course, I spotted this gentleman right here who's not in his, which would be awesome if you were wearing that today. It would have
Men
been
in
much
Black.
better for my story. But anyway, so I was like, so I'm like secretly taking pictures of him from afar. And then he caught me. He's like, give me one of those, right? So I was going to show my son that. I'm like, I'm not going to. Come here. So I asked him to come over. I said, do you mind if I take a picture with you? So I take a picture with him, boom, like this. I said, oh my God, I have a really good idea. So when I get an idea, I'm like so excited. And so can you guys, someone go to my Instagram stories right now and let's check it out. Why don't you tell them what we see? Let's look at it.
Let's do it.
I love that phone case.
You what?
I love that phone case.
Oh, the cactus that everyone from the other side thinks it's Gumby.
Oh. Okay, so she's going to tell us what she's seeing here.
Okay. Well, first it's you and a really cute girl. Okay.
Yes, okay, keep going.
Okay.
So,
Look who I found, but it wasn't easy. ...
Dot.
Okay. Oh, cute girl again. Okay, here we go. Then picture with Rey Mysterio.
Okay, but, okay.
Oh.
Ah, yeah.
So you got me. So in the corner, there's Waldo.
There's Waldo, okay.
But
And
I
then-
didn't spot it at first. Okay, so next.
Next is like me taking a picture with a fan.
Yes.
Look carefully. Look
Wait,
carefully.
no, is he in this picture too? Oh, behind the booth. Okay, so now you got me twice.
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
great. Is he in this one too? Oh, okay. This one I spotted behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's there too, yeah. And then?
In the trash can.
But yeah, coincidence.
Good-
and
good
then,
for you.
Then I ended it with like, what
Did
did
you
you
spot him? Where's Waldo?
Yeah. So then I actually went back and looked at my impressions, and there were like people like don't normally go back in stories much. Tons of people were going back to find you. Which I'm like, I didn't even. So now you have to give me your handle because I need to tag you. 'Cause after all, I'm like the poor dude. I'm like basically exploiting him for my own views. And
Oh, I'm sure he hated it.
And now, so give me that later, okay? Or you can tell everybody and they can follow you, whatever. And that was fun. So I actually was so obsessed with it last night, though. I was obsessed with it last night. I was gonna should I post the picture first and then show the series, then say, hey, did you spot him? And then I'll post the picture again, but then I'll make it a black and white picture, but I'll blur out I'll put him in the color, and then, or I could circle him. And I was like, okay, I think that's too much. Because people thought I was crazy, but I am.
It's cute.
Thanks. Thanks, and thanks.
Thank you.
Was that your second question? We got you? We're all done? Awesome.
So we have
Thank you.
about 15 more minutes, so we should be able to get the rest of
50
these.
minutes? Awesome.
15.
I know.
We're
Oh,
all
this is
day.
so fun.
We're all day. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Cameron.
Hi.
I was wondering if you had one last chance to have a fight with Mickey James, would you?
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Right? Would that be amazing? So when we had so they were giving out the numbers. You probably saw that special if you guys saw Empowered, right? They showed that. Was it called Empowered? Right? It was called Empowered that on the network where they showed the build up for 24. Right, 24? Yeah, so they were showing the build up, and so they're giving out all the spots and telling us what order, and me and Mickey were like, oh, no, wait, sorry, we didn't say, oh, because that was me and Natty. We weren't, initially, Mickey and I were not going to be in the ring at the same time, which is weird, because like either we're me and Lita, and it was like, who's putting this shit together anyway? But no, it was beautiful. So Mickey and I actually went and said, so we think you're kind of missing an important thing here. Could we have a little spot? Because, and then, so we weren't sure if like there were, like, so we basically, the pressure of like, now we were like, yes, we'll put you guys, we moved her up, so she was in the spot where I would be. And then it was kind of like, we went through all that effort. We made them change it. Like, I hope people like care, or so we weren't sure. It's been a long time since it was almost over 10 years, right? So when we got the moment and the crowd was feeling it, like she even told me that we both agree, like we did not have the reaction we wanted. We'd be like, have you like, we're gonna go right now kind of face, but instead we're like, oh my God, they're so excited, and so are we, So yeah, I think that would be awesome. Do you think that would be a good thing to see?
Yeah.
I think so too. I agree. I concur. Huh? Yes, exactly. I'd come back. So I'd come back, and then maybe Alexa. I'd try and mess with Alexa, but then in the background she's starting to get obsessed again, right? And then we find out she's pretty much obsessed with Alexa because she was obsessed with me before, and she sees shades of Trish in me. And so then we would totally fight after that. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So when this storyline shows
Nice,
up like in
your
a couple
phone.
weeks, oh,
Nice
please
to
do.
use your phone. I'm gonna book it.
Yeah, when it shows up in a couple weeks, they're gonna be like, oh,
We booked that.
There it is. It happened here
Hashtag,
at
we booked
Supercon.
it. We booked it. Cool.
Thank
you.
What's your name?
Devana.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm going to be honest, though, and people are going to probably hate me, but I liked Lita more when I was growing up watching wrestling.
She said more when she was growing
Next.
up.
But
Next. Next. No, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to sit down now. Actually. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna ask the girl behind you to take her spot there.
Aww.
Yeah. So if you could just sit down.
All right.
Heel Trish. Boom. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. That's cool. Hey, I'm cool with that.
I was just
But
wondering,
now I'm your favorite.
like, what was your favorite like segment or match you've had with Lita? 'Cause
I would think, well, there's two epic moments in our careers. We both agree are the most epic moments in our careers. Our main event match was, it was a main event match, right? So that was amazing for us. Just like the lead up to it, we just had no idea like they would ever give us that position. So that was amazing. And the retirement match was super special because it was bittersweet, of course, because I was leaving, but. Yeah, we just, to be able to, we knew, I knew specifically I'd be working with her. Like, going out with her made sense, just for our history, to kind of bookend our history. And, but we had a lot of fun on the road. The end of the year, like, towards the end of our careers, we knew we were retiring, so being on the road, we just had so much fun. Instead of, like, because I hate to, like, I don't sound like a spoiled brat, but, like, when you're on the road, there are times where, like, ugh, I gotta go, like, you're traveling a lot, so you kind of feel like it's a drag sometimes, which sounds terrible to say because it's like, you lucky bitch, you got to go all over the world, But so then we were like, you know what? We're in let's go to Graceland since we're in Memphis. Let's we're in whatever. Let's enjoy these travels. And so by the end of their career, we really got a chance to enjoy it and not focus on getting to the gym and making you get workout done and be in and go travel and explore and be lucky and blessed that you have this wonderful career and these opportunities. So she's my bestie and I love her too. So I understand why you like her too.
all right, thank you so much.
No problem.
What's your name?
Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Hi. Since you guys were talking about intergender matches a little while ago, I really want to know if you could tag team with any current male superstar, who would it be and who would you guys be fighting against?
What?
That's gonna be a hard no on that one.
It's like a heel turn on the audience right now. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Finn Balor, yeah. That would be good. I like that. Hashtag you booked it.
I would like to see you with Kevin Owens, if you're heel
Oh, the
Trish.
Canadians. And he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew that. Okay. Yeah, actually, I would do a little KO action. KO.
Braun Strowman.
Oh, everyone loves him. Eh? Okay. What about Roman Reigns?
Mixed crowd.
You have his autograph? He has his autograph on his birthday, guys. Woo!
So the second part of her question was, who would you want to team against?
Who do I want to what?
Team against,
do we
Team up against.
Oh, who do I want to fight on the current roster from the women?
No. If you were tag teaming with a male superstar,
okay.
who would you be fighting against?
Oh, who?
No, stop that. Let's not do that. Ellsworth, no.
You guys tell me. Let's book it. Go. The Rock and Ronda. And who's my partner? Seth Rock. Can I have The Rock, please? How about I'll go with Jericho. And then Ronda and Kurt Angle.
Not bad.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Canada versus America. That's basically it. Yeah. Which side would you guys be cheering for? You'd have to be your Canadian selves, we're.
Hey.
Canada, our home and native land. True. You guys watch hockey, don't you?
That's all I know from that.
Okay,
Good
thank
question.
you.
Thank you.
All right, let's see how much longer we got. We got 5 minutes, so let's rapid fire.
Quick, let's do it.
What's your name?
My name's Javier.
Hello.
One of the best feuds that you've had in WWE was against Mickie James. How do you
concur.
feel on her position currently on the roster, and do you think WWE will ever give her another run with a belt?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough, loaded question because if she does, that means she'd be a 7-time champion. Therefore, I'd be forced to come out of retirement and fight her. So I don't know. You never know. Well, I guess you have to wait and see.
Never say never.
Never say never. Exactly.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Lawrence. I
Hi.
have like a two-part question too. The first one is, what was your favorite title win?
Oh, favorite title win. Oh my gosh. Well, you never forget your first.
Ooh,
Right?
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're all so special. Each one has a special meaning, I guess, depending on who I was fighting and what the scenario was. But that was probably my most like emotional one because it was like the first sort of I've made it kind of moment, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite match? Like,
I guess gonna go with my. I can say my main event match with Amy, my retirement match with Amy, and then my WrestleMania match with Mickie James. The last one we had together was like crazy. Like the crowd was so into it, so we loved that.
thank you.
Yeah.
What's your name?
JP. How's it going?
What does it stand for?
Well.
Oh, that's not your real
that's
name.
A secret. You can't give it away. But anyway.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry
sure.
to ask such a
But
personal
anyway,
question.
I'm surprised
gonna show up at your
I'm surprised
house.
you didn't say the Sky Dome or the Air Canada Center for the venue that you'd like the most.
I mean, that was amazing as well.
Anyway, my question was in reference to playing a villain. Like, I sometimes go through YouTube clips and I'll see like one that comes to mind was the baby shower one with Lita,
Yes.
with you backstage with Molly, Gail, and it's like, and you all were having a lot of fun and you were playing like really intense villains.
Yes,
I must
yes.
say. But it's like at times because of the way the product is now shifted, has it now become harder to play a villain in your opinion? Or
I
is
don't
it
know.
like-
I have not been able. I haven't
well,
had
I mean,
the
from seeing other
opportunity.
people do it is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think you can get away with a lot of stuff without crossing that line. You know?
Yeah, because it's like sometimes it's like when you see, I don't know, it's like stuff like that Paige and Charlotte did a
Yeah.
couple years ago was a little
Yeah.
rough, but it's like, when do you cross that line?
Like, I guess you probably won't see the opportunity where I would be making fun of my pregnant friend who had a demon baby, who ended up having her demon baby being punted into the audience moments.
But it's like, but
currently.
because you were having so much fun with it,
We
I mean,
were.
in the
It
performance,
was hilarious.
Like, but
Yeah.
it's like, it's just,
I can see that for
sometimes
sure.
I see,
I guess when I go back to become a heel and I'll see if I can pull off my same stuff, I'll let you know. Awesome.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
watching. Great.
Keep
Our
watching.
final question.
Final question.
What's your
This
name?
better be a good
Hi,
one, buddy.
I'm Sam, and
Hi, Sam.
I just recently started watching some matches, and like it's very exciting. So I just have to ask, what's the most boring match you've ever had to be in?
Sir, I have never been in a boring match.
Good answer.
Thank you. And on that note,
On that note, any final thoughts that you want to leave us with?
no, this was so much fun. I would love to, I think you and I got to go on the road and take this on the road.
Let's do it, girl.
This was awesome. I love wrestling fans. Honestly, you guys are the best. Look, I have been retired for how many years now? And you guys still come out and see me. You still give me this enthusiasm. It's giving me, actually, literally, goosebumps, right? Literally.
They're there.
And I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support in my career. And I'm better than Charlotte.
One more time for Trish Stratus, everybody.
Thanks, you guys.